Hello, and welcome to the Canada Learning Code Week lesson plan training videos. My name is Kale. I'm the instructor training lead at Canada Learning Code. I'll be the one guiding you through our 6 Canada Learning Code Week lesson plans and tools. You can use these videos to help prepare your class from December 9th to 15th, 2019 for Canada Learning Code Week. We're so excited that you decided to join us and help teach the power of code.
Let's get started. Today, we will be learning how to teach the C02 Trends with Python lesson plan. This lesson plan is for grades 7 to 12. Possible curriculum connections include mathematics with data visualization, line graphs, bar graphs, mapping data, as well as understanding cause and effect, or social studies with humanities and geography courses. By the end of this video, you will practice navigating Trinket, understand basic Python coding concepts, and understand how to use Trinket and Python to incorporate text-based coding into your classroom. Before we get started, I want to show you where you can access the lesson plan. If you go to CanadaLearningCodeWeek.ca and scroll down to the navigation bar and click Lesson Plans, from here, you can select the C02 Trends with Python lesson plan. To download this lesson plan to your phone or to your device, click the Download Lesson button. We're going to talk about prep work for this lesson plan. For prep work for this lesson plan, we include familiarize yourself with Trinket. There is a tutorial video linked from Vimeo in this section of the lesson plan. Go through the activity yourself, linked under Lesson. Optionally, let the students log into Trinket using Google accounts, Clever, or Edmodo to save their programs easily. As well, if you or your students are new to Python, please consider reviewing Python concepts with the CLC Week, Teens Learning Code, Intro to Computer Science, Python Code Along slide deck. This is located in the lesson section of the lesson plan. Plan to review this material with students prior to teaching this lesson. First, what is Trinket? The Trinket website describes the tool. Trinket lets you run and write code in any browser on any device. Trinket works instantly with no need to log in, download plugins, or install software. Unlike traditional programming in Python, which typically requires installing an integrated development environment like PyCharm. With Trinket, you can easily share or embed the code with your changes when you're done. Let's take a look at the Trinket website. On the Trinket website, if you scroll down, we can click Sign Up. This is where you would have students sign up and create their own accounts using Gmail, Clever, or Edmodo. Or they can use their own personal or school email accounts. Note, students do not need to confirm their email sign up from their email accounts. Creating an account takes a few seconds and students are automatically logged in. Remind students if they do create an account to make sure they log out of public or school devices once the lesson plan is complete. Trinket also offers free interactive resources. Because Trinket is open source, anyone can use, modify, or redistribute these resources. Trinket also offers premium plans. Here, you can take a look at different types of plans that are offered from Trinket. This is not required for this lesson. There's also Trinket for Schools. If you click Learn More about Trinket for Schools, you can take a look at the variety of plans offered from Trinket. This is not a requirement for this lesson. There's also free support for educators. You can click Claim Your Educator account. Here, you can sign up and verify a free Trinket for Educators account. This account type gives you access to Trinket support and a forum to share thoughts, ideas, and resources with other educators. You do not need a Trinket Educator account for this lesson. If you have an account, either a regular account or an educator account, you can click Remix on other Trinket projects and it will save the changes you made to a project in your Trinket folders. You can also create your own courses in Trinket, which is what we did for this lesson plan. This is a great idea to prep for a computer science unit with self-pacing required for students learning Python for the first time, and to stay on track for assessment. Now, on to the lesson. If we open the bit.ly link from the lesson section of the lesson plan, it will lead you to this page. Make sure to show students how to navigate through the course by using the forward and back arrows in the top right-hand corner. Section 1 in the course is Overview, and Section 2 is Making Graphs with PyGal. For this lesson plan, you can have students go through the course independently, or you can do a live code along and learn with them through each section of the course. Trinket is a great resource for practicing basic Python coding concepts. We can practice how to use Trinket in this example and make changes to the code to see how it works. We need to understand a few things about coding before we start writing code. Coding and programming is when you give a computer a set of instructions to tell it what to do. We need to make sure this is done in a way the computer understands. In order for it to be understood by the computer, we have to make sure we are using algorithms formed in programming languages. An algorithm is when there is more than one instruction for the computer to follow. The computer follows these instructions from the top to the bottom, so we have to make sure our instructions are in the right order. Programming languages can be used for different purposes. Like human languages, programming languages have their own set of rules and syntax that we have to follow. Today, we are practicing writing code with Python using Trinket. There are various features when working with Trinket, but first, we want to take a look at the two main sections. On the left is where we write our algorithms and scripts for the computer to follow. This is known as the input. On the right is the terminal, or the output. This is the computer showing us or completing the action that we coded it to do. In Python, we use and import libraries. A library is a bundle of reusable code that allows a programmer to achieve something that would otherwise be difficult or impossible. In this case, easy graphics programming. By importing libraries, we cut down time needed to write multiple lines of code. Why? Because it is a pre-written collection of specific things, so we don't need to write the code ourselves. In this lesson plan, we are using a PyGal library. This is an example of the PyGal library. This can show you how you can access different types of things to include, like different types of graphs. See here, we have a line graph, but we also have horizontal lines or stacked graphs as well, which we can change by using a simple line of code that's already been pre-written from the PyGal library. Now, there are some functions that we need to go over when we are using Trinket. This button here opens the project in Trinket, and it stops it from using it in the browser. Since we are already in a Trinket course, we don't need to host this in a different part of Trinket. This icon is the play icon, or what we call run. When we press this button, it will run the code as the output or in the terminal section of Python. The question mark icon we can use to learn more about a specific function. When you click the question mark icon, it will lead you to different modules to help solve your question. Click X at the top part of the window to exit out of the question mark section. Next is the share icon. Want to share your project that you created? You can click the share icon and the drop-down arrow to choose which platform to share your project link to. You can also click download to save the project to your device or copy the link to share via email. You can actually change the code within the Trinket course to see immediate changes in the output or the terminal section. Let's change an integer in the a teeny bit of data section. An integer is a whole number. Right now, we have 3 integers in our ice cream sales. Let's change the last integer and see what happens. After every change, it's important to run the program. That way, we can undo any changes that we just made. Let's run this first. As you can see on the graph, it changed drastically. If I wanted to undo the command that I just gave the computer, I can do Command Z on a Mac, or I can do Control Z on PC. What's great about Trinket is the debug feature. Let's say we make a mistake, like accidentally remove one of our syntax pieces. If we try to run the code, it will actually show an error and how we need to change the error. In this case, we need to add another square bracket. This makes it easier for students to practice writing code or changing the code on their own. It also helps develop valuable problem-solving skills. For the rest of this lesson, proceed throughout all of the options involved in the course. You can learn different types of Python coding and Python coding concepts with your students, or have them go through the project independently. Okay, that's it for working with Trinket. Now, on to assessment. You can make a plan for how to assess students' work in Trinket. You could sign up for Trinket Connect to collect projects, or have students email you class links, even gather project links in a shared Google Doc or blog. Now, on to extensions. For extensions, you can see Advanced Optional Topics section of the Trinket course for the Python extensions. You can reflect on what we learned from this data. What stood out? What is something new that we have learned? What questions do we still have? Brainstorm how your class can take action. What can we do to help? A, spread awareness, or B, help solve this issue. Okay, that's it. You're well on your way to teaching a Canada Learning Code Week lesson plan. We're so excited you decided to join thousands of educators across the country to teach the power of code. Share your magic moment with us on social by tagging @learningcode. And don't forget, our contest opens on December 9th at canadalearningcodeweek.ca. You'll have a chance to win a tech toolkit worth $950 when you share your experience with us. Like this video or want to share general feedback? Let us know in the comments. Until next time.